Hi, my name is Stephen Bro, and as you can see, the title of today's presentation is The Kardashian Method: How to Leverage Celebrity Branding to Drive More Customers, Clients, or Patients to your local business. I'm super excited to have you here with me today, and I can't wait to share this presentation with you. Now, what I want to do is explain who this presentation was created for, so you can be sure you're in the right place. This presentation was designed for local business owners who want to attract more customers, clients, or patients, specifically for the products and services that make them the most money for the least effort and give them the most fulfillment. The strategy I'm about to show you works best in industries with a high average customer value. So if you're a dentist and each new patient you get is potentially worth thousands to you over their lifetime with your practice, you are in the right place and you're going to get a lot of value out of this. Don't get me wrong, it can and does work for businesses in other industries, but unless you have a high average customer value, you won't see the same ROI. And here's my promise to you. By the end of this short presentation, you'll see how you can attract more customers, clients, or patients in the next 90 days without changing a thing in your business. But before we go any further, I need to make one thing clear. I'm all about results, and I get them in a very specific way. I don't help people with web design, email marketing, SEO, or spend time updating your company's Facebook page. Nor do I work with companies that expect overnight results, even though we sometimes get huge results for our clients in as little as a week. I'm telling you this because what I'm about to show you is proven, it works, and for the right type of business it can be truly transformational. More to the point, it's completely different to anything you have heard before and has literally added millions in revenue for some businesses. But if you're anything like most people, you're probably wondering, who are you? Well, my name is Stephen Bro, and I help local businesses get more customers, clients, or patients using Kardashian-style branding and visibility tactics. Best of all, you'll be glad to hear I'm going to show you how to do it. Without endless blogging, without a huge social media following, without your own TV show, without posing nude on the cover of celebrity magazines, and without paying a PR agency thousands to leak your sex tape online. More specifically, here's what we're going to cover in the next 45 minutes. First, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the Kardashian secret to leveraging big brands to boost your exposure and get more sales online. Second, I'm going to show you how to go small to win big, how we bring our clients more customers for the exact products and services they want to sell more of. Then finally, I'm going to walk you through how to create your action plan to get 10 new customers, clients, or patients in the next 90 days and dominate your local area, Kardashian style. Now, before we go any further, I just want to make one thing clear. There is nothing for sale during today's presentation. But if you stay till the end, I do have a special gift for you. More of that in a few minutes. But first, tell me, does this sound like you? Do you have some months where cash pours into your business, but you just can't seem to maintain it? Do you start out every month wondering where the customers and sales are going to come from? Do you secretly know your work is worth more than what you're charging, but you're afraid to raise the prices because you fear no one will pay them? Are you working way too hard in your business? Too many hours burning yourself out with very little to show for it all? Does it frustrate you to see your competition making the kind of income you want, even though you know deep down that you're better than them at what you do? Do you feel confused or overwhelmed by marketing and technology? Well, what would it mean for you and your business if you had someone in your corner who had your back, that you knew you could trust, who could just take care of all that for you? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then I have good news for you. None of these things is the real problem. The real problem is that you haven't made what I call the shifts. So the one thing you need to know right now is this. There are 3 simple shifts that you need to make to boost your online visibility and dominate your local area while working less. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to make those shifts today. The good news is, once you make them, everything changes. You'll expand your reach and attract your ideal customers so you can increase your profits while growing your business. You'll generate customers on demand by using marketing that establishes you as the go-to expert in your area. Better yet, you'll never have to go searching for new business or waste time chasing down unqualified leads. And best of all, your phone will ring with targeted local prospects who are ready to buy now. So without further ado, let's just dive right into today's presentation. Okay, so let's get started, starting with shift number 1. In shift number 1, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the Kardashian secret to leveraging big brands to boost your exposure and generate more sales online. Marketing experts and SEO companies are saying marketing has changed. They tell you that you need to be doing all this complicated stuff that you don't understand. Stuff like writing blog posts, posting on social media, building backlinks, making structural changes to your website. But the fact is, while the tools we use to communicate our ideas have changed, the principles of human persuasion remain the same and haven't changed for over 2,000 years. The same formula that worked then works now. It all comes down to brand visibility. Whether you run a mum-and-pop store or a multi-million-dollar corporation, the business that wins is the one with the strongest brand, with the most visibility in the area. In other words, how well known is your brand in your town or city? Let's say you're a dentist, for example, and someone in your local area needs a root canal treatment. How many people are going to recommend you? And more to the point, if more people were to become aware of you, what kind of impact would that have on your business? Well, let's examine the effect it's had on one brand, the machine that is Kim Kardashian, that you see on the screen in front of you. If you know nothing else about Kim Kardashian, you know she is very, very famous. As of December 2019, she has over 152 million Instagram followers, about 56 million more than Nike and 30 million more than Justin Bieber. You can't walk through a supermarket without glimpsing her on a multitude of tabloids whose headlines holler about her relationships, her parenting style, and her controversial curves. Speaking of which, you may recall that Kim almost broke the internet and sent her popularity soaring when she posed nude for the cover of Paper magazine. She's constantly active on social media, sharing what she's up to, what she's wearing, and giving her fans an insight into her day. She even has a hit TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that's now in its 17th season. There's a lot we can talk about on the topic of Kim Kardashian, and I'm sure you probably have your own opinion about it all. But regardless what people say or think, the fact is we can learn a lot from a marketing perspective about her success. Because let's face it, Kim Kardashian is a brand machine. As soon as her name is mentioned, we've already created an image in our mind of her and everything she represents. It's no coincidence her universal online presence has led to creating a powerful brand, basically because we can't forget about her. So what does this mean for you? Regardless of how skilled you are, it means nothing if you're not visible and no one knows who you are. Strong brands are memorable, and being widely visible is a huge part of that. You can be the best in your industry, but if you don't get in front of your audience, you're missing out on a ton of opportunities in your business. Does that mean you have to get your backside out and pose nude for the cover of celebrity magazines? No, of course not. In his book The Kardashian Principle, celebrity expert Jitendra Shahdev wrote, "Her stunning popularity represents a seismic shift in the way ideas catch on and how people, products and services can capitalize on this change to build stronger, more intimate connections with consumers. And what Kardashian did for booty, half-sister Kylie Jenner has done for full lips. Jenner became the world's youngest ever self-made billionaire last year. She's only 22 and she's absolutely crushing it. Kylie Cosmetics launched 2 years ago and has already sold more than $630 million worth of makeup worldwide. The fact she's the world's youngest ever self-made billionaire says something. So whether you like her or not, maybe there's something you can learn from this. And just like Kylie on the cover of Forbes, can you imagine what getting your business advertised on USA Today and other big brand sites online would do for your business? Now, you might be thinking this is out of reach for you, but the fact is we have done it for every small business we've worked with, and I'm not talking about front page media. By simply advertising and being present on these sites, the effect is the same. So how did the Kardashians get so popular? I mean, there's lots of out there families, but not all of them get insanely world famous. And more importantly, how can that get you more customers? How does this relate to your business? What's the fuel here? Well, the answer is simple. The most successful brands in the world are omnipresent. What do I mean by omnipresent exactly? Well, according to Google, to be omnipresent means to be everywhere, kind of like oxygen. Is it possible to be everywhere at the same time? Perhaps not for a mere mortal, but for a brand it's very possible. And every single business should be directing marketing efforts towards it. Kylie Jenner, for example, gets a ton of media coverage. That's why it feels like you can never escape the Kardashians. No matter where you turn, they're right there. They get themselves on big brand sites to reach their audience, and it's possible for you to do the same on a small scale without expensive PR companies. Think about it. Your customers are being bombarded with hundreds of advertising messages every single day. Everyone is putting out more and more content and making a lot of noise. This is making it harder to stand out online and get people to buy into you and your business. That is why you must aim to be everywhere. The more messages and mediums you control, the more power and reach your marketing will have. As online entrepreneur Pat Flynn says, if you want to become successful online, you must think about what you do as building a brand. In order to build a brand, you must do what you can to be everywhere. Your website or Facebook page is only the beginning. It's your hub, where people can go to find out more about who you are and what you do. But it's also just one piece of the giant puzzle that is your brand. So the question now becomes, how can a small business get big brand visibility without a big marketing budget? How do you get customers and market your local business online? Well, there's an old way, which is probably the way that you've been told. So the old way of doing things, and you see people saying this all the time, is to say, if you want more customers, you need a Facebook page. If you want more customers, you need to be on Instagram. You've got to be posting your pictures, posting your videos, and commenting on other people's posts. If you want more customers, you've got to have a great Twitter feed. You need to be tweeting 2, 3, 4 times a day. You need to have a YouTube channel where you are posting videos every single week. Oh, and you need to have a great blog. You've got to be producing quality long-form content for your audience on a regular basis. And if you want to get traffic to your blog, you need SEO, which means you have to build some backlinks. And do all these things, and then maybe, eventually, by some random act of God, you'll get more customers. Tell me, does this make any sense to you? How many of you have been told one or more of these strategies? This is what I call the content hamster wheel, because, as you know, this isn't scalable. Trying to do all these things is a recipe for burnout. Plus, as a small business owner, you probably find it extremely difficult to create content, not to mention the fact you're busy running a business. But here's the thing. People tell you overcomplicated strategies like these because they want to take your money. People tell you overcomplicated strategies like these because they want you to trust they know what they're doing. Think about it. If you think they're using a strategy that takes 6 months or a year to work, they could take your money and be long gone by the time you realize it doesn't work. So if that's the old way, we know the old way is stupid, then what's the new way? The new way is simple. You don't need a blog, you don't need a huge social media following, you don't need tons of content. This process can replace all these things. I want you to imagine that you had the ability to immediately leverage hundreds of major brands. This includes some huge sites like ABC, CBS, Fox News, NBC, YouTube, and over 300 more. This ensures that people searching for the products and services that you offer are very likely to see you, and it's extremely powerful because if your customers miss an important bit of content in one format, they are more likely to see it if you repeat it again, but in a different format in a different location. So you get on multiple platforms in multiple formats and leverage their pre-existing authorities and audiences. Remember, authority is the key to getting the traffic you need. And just like a megaphone can amplify your voice with no additional effort, this process amplifies your authority so you can increase your visibility online and drive more traffic to your local business website. So which strategy would you prefer? It should go without saying that the new way would be a lot easier to implement, wouldn't you agree? So at this point you may be wondering how these brands are actually leveraged. Well, this graphic offers some insight into how this process works. Basically, when Google sees that a business is being covered by authority sites, it starts to pay more attention. Remember, Google tracks everything. Did you know that 80% of people have Android? As more people start visiting your site, they make more phone calls, they start walking into physical locations more often, they leave more positive reviews, and they mention your brand more often. Then, as more and more people start searching for your business online, Google sees this and rewards you with more authority, and the cycle repeats. It's like word of mouth marketing on steroids. But the point is, we understand the cycle and we understand the importance of feeding this cycle constantly. You need to do the same. So, what's the effect of this Kardashian style brand visibility? How does being more visible actually help to shift the needle in your business? This is what we did for our client Cam. Cam is a physiotherapist based in Slough in the UK. When we first began working with him, Cam was struggling to pay his bills, with no predictable way to get new clients into his business. To make matters worse, he was trying to do everything himself and basically spreading himself way too thin. We helped Cam stop doing all the outdated stuff and did a campaign that was focused around increasing his brand visibility. As a direct result of all this exposure and visibility across multiple channels, he immediately started getting a steady stream of new patients. Within 4 short months, Cam was ranking in the Google 3-pack for lots of different products and services that he offers. More importantly, he doubled his annual revenue and was forced to hire 2 new therapists just to cope with the increased demand, going from 1 bed at half capacity to 3 beds at near full capacity in only 4 months. This added up to an additional 6 figures in revenue due to the new exposure. So the question is, how exactly did he get those results? The answer is simple. We helped Cam leverage big brand sites to promote specific high-value services, and then after several months of doing this, something magic happened, which I'll explain in a minute. So here's why this is good for you. Just like Cam, you'll put your business in front of potential customers in your local area who are searching for the products and services you offer. Just like Cam, you'll leverage big brand sites and industry-leading publications to reach your audiences in the most influential way possible. And just like Cam, you'll tap into the power of the brand visibility effect to attract an influx of new customers, clients, or patients. That's great, don't you think? But if you're anything like most people, you're probably thinking, how do I get this kind of media coverage for my business without paying thousands to a PR agency? Well, don't worry, there's no need to strip off your clothes, cover yourself from head to toe in baby oil and pose nude on the cover of celebrity magazines. You'll be glad to know we're just placing simple ads on big name sites. But all jokes aside, I'm glad you asked, because that brings us to secret number 2. Go small to win big. In secret number 2, I'm going to show you how we get our clients more customers for the exact products and services they want to sell more of, and how you can do the same. Because here's the thing, getting more visibility and attention is only half the battle. Turning that attention into action is the hard part, and this is where most people go wrong. The reason most advertising fails to produce a return is because it doesn't speak to a specific problem the audience cares about. Here's what I mean. Most local business websites list the various products and services they offer, but provide little to no detail about each of those services, let alone explain what makes them stand out from the competition. This is a mistake because people want to know if the dentist or plumber they're about to hire actually knows what they're doing. They want to know that you're an expert in the service they're looking to buy. If you've ever spent money on advertising and it didn't work, this is probably why. You must position yourself as a specialist rather than a generalist. When you do this, you're no longer competing with everyone else. Because people can see that you're an expert in addressing their specific needs, you stand out as the best choice. You see, advertising in specific services positions you as a specialist in that area rather than a generalist. This is important for you because, as you'll come to discover, specialists always get paid more than generalists. Let's say you're a dentist, for example, and you want more teeth whitening patients. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you need to stop offering all the other products and services you offer and only sell teeth whitening services. What I'm saying is that you need to A, make it clear that you offer teeth whitening as a service, and B, publish strategic content that demonstrates your expertise in that area. By showing you have the knowledge to solve specific problems and offering products and services that do exactly that, you position yourself and your business as the only logical choice in your marketplace. Let's look at an example. Imagine you've injured your wrist playing golf. You come across 2 options, 2 experts who both say they can help you. One is a general physiotherapist who helps anyone affected by an injury, illness or disability. The other is a golf injury specialist who talks specifically about their expertise when it comes to treating injured golfers. In this situation, which of the 2 is the surest investment? Even if the specialist is more expensive, they're the one you're going to choose. Why? Because their messaging is more specific and it speaks directly to your specific problem. So not only do you feel like the person understands your problem, but you naturally feel as though they also have the solution to your problem. This is exactly what we did for Cam for golf injuries and for many other specialist services he offers. As a result, he began to stand out and his practice grew rapidly. He was the obvious choice for golf injuries, strained hamstrings from football injuries, tennis elbow and more, simply because we showed he knew how to solve those specific problems. So the secret to marketing your local business online is to focus on advertising specific services that bring in the exact type of customer you want. In other words, you must get specific on who they are and what they're looking for. Think about it. If someone needs a root canal treatment, they're probably not going to call you up and say, "Hi, are you a dentist?" More than likely they're going to call you up and say something along the lines of, "Hello, do you offer root canal treatment?" If you're a pool installer, people might call you up and ask, "Do you do chlorine-free pool installations?" If you're in a kitchen remodeling company, people might call you up and ask, "Do you offer bespoke handmade kitchens?" Do you get the point? This is why it's important to go small to win big. As a small business owner, you don't want to be competing with large corporations that have seemingly unlimited marketing budgets. While there's always a chance you can outrank them, more than likely you'll just end up wasting your money and your time. Here's what I mean. Instead of trying to compete with big companies for general and highly competitive needs, you want to drill down and become a big fish in a small pond. This will often mean shifting the focus of your advertising message from more general to more specific products or services. For instance, instead of offering general home renovation services, you could consider specializing in custom kitchen makeovers, or promote your brand to a segment of homeowners in a specific suburb or area of town. Best of all, these more specific needs will be much easier to rank for, which will mean you'll be able to start ranking much faster. Now, with that in mind, I want to ask you a question. How many different products and services does your business offer? Okay, some of you might be saying 5, 10, 20, but this is what you need to understand. This is about more than just listing the services you offer. It's about ensuring people who are looking to solve a specific problem can see that you are an expert in solving that specific problem. It's about ensuring, if you offer cosmetic dentistry or custom kitchen remodeling or whatever the case may be, that the people looking for those services can see A, that you sell it, and B, that you are knowledgeable on the topic and the best choice in the area. You can achieve this simply by placing ads about the specific service on big brand sites. So let's go through an example. Imagine you're a dentist. There are dozens of products and services a dentist offers to their patients. They range in price from $100 for a routine examination all the way up to about $5,000 for a set of Invisalign braces. So with that in mind, let me ask you this. If you were a dentist, would you rather get more of the $100 patients or the $5,000 patients? Obviously you want more of the $5,000 patients. Do you agree? So let me ask you this. Of all the products and services your business offers, which of them generates your business the most profit? And more importantly, how visible is your business online for those high-value products or services? Remember, 76% of people who conduct a local search on their smartphone visit a business within 24 hours, and 28% of those searches result in a purchase. If your brand's advertising isn't all over the internet and on every social platform, the fact is you're losing business to your competitors. And to help you see exactly how your online visibility stacks up against your competitors, this is something we give to all of our clients. It's called a snapshot report, and it provides an insight into your business's visibility for various products and services based on location. This allows us to quickly identify areas where you are currently losing business to your competitors, as well as opportunities for growth. And our goal is to basically turn the snapshot report from red to green, taking you from barely being visible at all to being extremely visible, and ultimately ensuring your business has a 5-star rating for each of the products and services that you offer across each of the locations you serve. To that end, we provide all our customers with an up-to-date report every month so they can see their visibility improving in real time. This is a real-world example from one of our clients, and it offers an insight into what we can do for you over a 6 to 12 month period. On the other hand, if you stop feeding the cycle, it starts to reverse. You see, in advertising, consistency is key. Let me tell you about another of our clients. Brothers Kevin and Mike are custom kitchen remodelers based in Colwyn Bay, North Wales. And when Mike first came to us, their business was virtually invisible online. Like a lot of local business owners, they were relying heavily on word of mouth to attract new customers. To make matters worse, a lot of their time was being taken up by small odd jobs that didn't pay very well. So we asked Kevin and Mike a few questions about their business and helped them to define their ideal customer. Then instead of competing against big companies like Magnet and Howdens, we drilled down and shifted the focus of their advertising to high-value products and services, and the results speak for themselves. Within 3 months of starting with us, Kevin and Mike had several spots on the first page of Google, listings on multiple big brand sites, and are now highly visible across multiple locations. Take a look at this. Not only are Kevin and Mike now in the Google 3-pack for several of their products and services, but as you can see, they're actually outranking Magnet, one of the largest fitted kitchen retailers in the UK. You must admit that's quite amazing. So why does going small work exactly? Well, just like Kevin and Mike, you'll reach thousands of potential customers who are searching online for products and services just like yours. You'll increase your brand's digital footprint and drive your business to the top of the search results. You'll leverage big brand sites to become the #1 go-to choice in your local area for the specific problems you solve. And perhaps best of all, your customers, clients or patients come to you pre-sold, credit card in hand, ready to buy. Wouldn't that be incredible? But if you're anything like most people, you're probably thinking, but I don't have the time to learn marketing. How do I get on those big sites in the first place? What do I need to do? And that's a great question. And I'm going to answer it in secret number 3, because in secret number 3 I'm going to reveal how to create your action plan to attract more customers, clients or patients and dominate your local area Kardashian style. First, list all the products and services your business offers and all the locations it serves. Second, look at how visible your business is online for those products and services and how much competition there is. Third, you need to find big name sites you can advertise on so that you can improve your visibility and get your business seen in more places. There's only one problem: marketing takes time. It takes time to learn, time to understand, and most importantly, time to implement. Perhaps that's why 1 in 4 small business owners say finding time and resources to allocate to digital marketing is their #1 challenge. Pile on top all the other hats small business owners wear, and it's not surprising this is a top challenge for small business owners. The key to effective marketing is to keep up to date with the latest trends and developments in the industry so you don't fall behind the competition. But as a business owner, you need to focus on your business and simply cannot keep up to date with all the latest marketing trends. When I first started my company, it seemed as though I could do everything. Other startup leaders who weren't doing everything themselves mustn't be trying as hard as they should be to be successful. This is common for entrepreneurs. We want to take control of as many aspects of the business as possible, which can make it hard for us to feel comfortable sharing responsibility. I learned the hard way that it's actually impossible to do everything alone. Just think about how many jobs you probably have in your business right now. Do you really want another one? No, I didn't think so. Well, let me ask you another question. When was the last time you were able to truly relax and give your loved ones your full energy instead of being constantly switched on and thinking about work all the time? If you're anything like most of the small business owners we work with, the answer is probably not very often. Steve Jobs is famous for saying, "The secret of my success is that we have gone to exceptional lengths to hire the best people in the world." Even Kim Kardashian has an expert team behind her. A brand as big as Kim needs a lot of help to keep her life and business going. Between filming a hit TV show, running a beauty empire, and studying to become a lawyer, Kim's life is extremely busy. Add to that 4 children and a giant mansion to maintain, and it quickly becomes impossible for Kardashian to do everything herself. That's why she has a big team around her that allows her to focus on what she does best, posting controversial selfies and intimate pictures of her family, while they take care of all the marketing work behind the scenes. So let me ask you a question. How much would you spend on a salesperson who could predictably bring you 10 new customers a month? To stick with our earlier example, imagine you're a dentist and you have an ambassador for your business going out onto the main street, finding people with bad teeth and saying, "Hey, you need a filling, you should give Dave a call." What would that mean for you and your business? This is our client Peter. Peter is the owner of a soundproofing company based in Calgary, Canada. When he first came to us, he was running around like a madman, trying to do everything at once. He was acting like a technician too much of the time, and not really being the strategic leader of the business. To make matters worse, Peter had been ripped off in the past by marketing agencies who failed to deliver the results they promised. Suffice to say, he was extremely skeptical about outsourcing his marketing, but now he's glad he did. You see, hiring us allowed Peter to focus on what he does best. Best of all, he left us to it and gave us free rein to do the same. Today his company has several listings on the first page of Google and is in the 3-pack across multiple locations. Best of all, Peter can now focus 99% of his time on the strategic work as CEO, while taking more time away from the business than ever before. But first he had to cut those apron strings. Check this out. As you can see, they're occupying the number 1, number 2 and number 3 spots on the first page of Google. Now I want you to imagine something for a minute. I want you to imagine that you have really noisy neighbours who have just moved in next door, and you're in the market for someone to come and soundproof your home. Tell me, if you do a Google search and your query returns page after page of search results, all recommending the same business, what kind of impression does it give off about that business? Obviously that they're the best of the best, the cream of the crop. So are you going to go elsewhere? Of course not. And the best part is, these results aren't just limited to their immediate service area. Remember, we stated earlier that our goal was to improve our clients' visibility across other nearby towns and cities as well. We'll take a look at this. They're even taking up the top 3 positions in Vancouver and outranking the local competition there. It's market domination at its absolute finest. Just look at the growth of their online traffic. Now, we've been working with this company for a while, but in July 2019 we increased their budget to get even more coverage, and business just blew up. And this is all happening because they get exposure on big brand sites for the various high value products and services they offer, and Google then decides they are the leading business. Now, as a leading digital marketing agency, we know there are many benefits to outsourcing your marketing. These benefits greatly outweigh the cost savings you might experience by trying to learn marketing yourself, especially if you're pressed for time or inexperienced. So very quickly, here's what hiring the right marketing agency can do for your business. For starters, you'll get far better results than hiring an SEO agency or failing to successfully learn how to do your own marketing and risk potentially damaging your online reputation as a result. You'll improve your brand visibility while dramatically reducing the amount of money you spend on marketing. And let's be honest, we all like saving money. Better yet, having a reputable digital marketing agency in your corner ensures you'll make smart decisions for your business that result in increases in your brand visibility, not decreases. You see, believe it or not, some unethical SEOs have given the industry a bad name by using overly aggressive marketing efforts and attempting to manipulate search engine results in unfair ways. If you don't take the time to do your due diligence, this may result in a negative adjustment of your site's presence in Google, or even the removal of your site from their index. That's why hiring the right agency is so important. So let's quickly recap what we've covered. Today I promise to show you the Kardashian secret to leveraging big brands to boost your exposure and generate more sales online. I also showed you how to go small to win big, how we get our clients more customers for the exact products and services they want to sell more of. And finally, I showed you how to create your action plan to attract more customers, clients, or patients and dominate your local area, Kardashian style. Now you have a choice. Either you can go back to struggling to compete with big sites and brands, back to having a website that's effectively a needle in a haystack because your potential customers can't find it, back to wearing a dozen different hats and never having enough time to dedicate to your marketing, back to knowing where you want your business to be but never actually having a plan to get there. Or you can move forward. You can decide not to let this be another time when you learn something new but don't actually implement it, and you can start attracting a steady flow of new customers, your dream customers, so you can dominate your local area and become the #1 go-to expert in your industry. The best part? You can start doing all of this today. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, then here's what I have for you. Speaking of which, let me ask you a question. Would you be interested in having a team of trusted experts handle this for you? You see, my team and I have set aside some time in the next 7 days to speak to you personally and see if we might be able to help you. On the call, we'll talk for about 45 minutes, and we'll work with you to craft a step-by-step game plan to hit your income goals and start attracting your ideal customers, clients or patients using the exact strategy I shared with you today. On this presentation, I've been able to give you some new ideas and I've been able to lay out the process, but the fact is every business is different. You're different. That's why we have to go in and customize what we've taught you today so it applies to your business. So that's what we're going to do on the call. Now the cost, absolutely free. There's no charge whatsoever, but there's a catch. This isn't for everyone. Here's who this is for. First and foremost, you must be in a position to take on more customers and be ready to respond to new inquiries in an efficient and timely manner. If you're not going to actively engage and convert the leads and customers we send you, this probably isn't for you. Second, you must see the value in building a brand that is highly visible and understand that consistency is key to long-term results. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's only when you begin to stack campaign results month after month that you really start to build some momentum and Google starts to pay attention. At the same time, it's important you have realistic expectations. So, although I can say with absolute certainty that what we do for you will increase your business's visibility and ultimately lead to more new customers, clients or patients, what I can't do is guarantee specific results or predict how many new customers that increased visibility will lead to. Google simply doesn't work like that, and anyone who tells you otherwise is trying to pull the wool over your eyes. In fact, Google specifically warns business owners to beware of SEOs who claim to guarantee rankings or allege a special relationship with them. That's why you must be prepared to trust the process and be fully focused on serving your customer base. After all, you wouldn't tell your doctor how to treat your heart attack, would you? Of course not. In fact, can you think back to a time where a customer or client tried to tell you how to do your job? There's nothing more annoying. But the beauty of this approach is that it allows you to focus on what you do best, serving your customers, clients or patients, while we focus on what we do best, which is to bring more of them to you. So here's why we're doing this. Because you might be thinking, this sounds good, but why are you doing this for free? Well, I'll tell you. We do this because it's what we do best, and because we genuinely enjoy helping business owners like you achieve their goals. Plus, we know that you might want our help to grow your business. After all, this stuff is what we do day in, day out. It's our bread and butter. But if that's what you want, then we may invite you to become one of the new clients we take on this month. But if not, that's fine too. Either way, the call with us is going to get you more clarity and more insight into your business than you've had in a real long time. However, I want you to know that there's no guarantee we'll even make the invitation, and absolutely zero obligation on your part to accept it if we do. Now, if we were to work together, we'll be using the same strategy that we use with all of our clients. The strategy is designed to increase your brand visibility and get you more customers, clients or patients in the next 30 to 90 days. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then here's what I want you to do next. Go to localtactic.co.nz and fill out our qualifying form to the best of your ability and hit submit. We will contact you within a day or two with your snapshot report. In the meantime, all it's left to say is thank you for joining us today. My name is Stephen Bro, and I've thoroughly enjoyed being here and sharing this presentation with you, and I look forward to learning more about you and your business in the very near future.